Okay, this is for a buddy of mine, Kevin, who's having a trouble with a power supply on his TV. He says that even when he disconnects this capacitor to C1 and this choke lead here, he's getting a bad situation with his tube. Now, assuming the tube's good, which he's already tried to sub, the only other path I can see that would cause a short circuit to cause a problem in here would be these filament windings themselves. In other words, somehow they've shorted to the ground, maybe through the transformer core or what have you. I'm assuming, again, we're assuming that the choke has been disconnected, the capacitor is disconnected, so literally all you have is just the cathode of this filament, or the filament here, and there should be no current flow essentially. Yet if there is enough to cause overloads and problems, that means there's got to be a short circuit path in this winding itself to the ground. And the way to test that would be to disconnect both these leads from wherever they're connected to, let them float, and then get a voltage or an ohm reading from the lead to the ground and see what happens. And if you have a low resistance path there, you know you have a problem. Now, if that's the case and the rest of the transformer is okay, then what I would recommend doing is just eliminate. I mean, rather you could get a new transformer, or you could just leave these disconnected, tape them off, get them out of the way so they're not going to cause any problems, and then get rid of this tube altogether and use a couple solid states. So what I've got here is my solution. You've got a couple diodes. The cathode, that's the banded end. Here, let me push this up here so you can see this. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so you've got a couple diodes you'd hook up. These are this denotes the cathode, which is the banded end of a regular silicon diode. You can use like a 1N004 or 1N007, anything like that will be fine. And you would tie them together. The two cathodes go together. That's the only change. This is essentially the same as the tube. And I would add a resistor in here because these diodes are much more efficient than any vacuum tube. And I don't know where to start. I just go with 100 ohms for now. I don't know what the current draw is on this thing or anything like that. But start with 100 ohms, connect up the circuit, get a reading here. It says you should have 300 volts. Once you fire the set up, I mean, with the load, everything turned on, and with the set working, I would check to see if this is 300 ohms at this point. You can alter this resistor up and down to get there. You'd have to have the set fully running though, because you've got to have all the tubes pulling current to load the system down. So this will be the one thing you want to mess around and chain with. But it's a real simple circuit. Just replace it with a couple solid state diodes and forget this. Just cut this out. Here I am drawing like maybe what the problem is, that there's an incorrect short path to the ground on this filament winding, the 5-volt winding that is used to fire up this tube. Anyway, I hope that helps, Kevin. But like I said, don't go that route unless we're absolutely sure that there is a short circuit once you disconnect these filament leads to the ground. Because remember, these filament leads are essentially the same as the positive voltage of the set. I mean, just think of these things as having 300 volts on them, which is what they do when it's working. All right, that's all for now. I hope this helps.